Hey, Val here with Hurst Review. How are you guys doing this evening? Listen, say hi, say hey, hit a key, hit a letter, hit something out there that lets me know you see me, you hear me, and you are ready to get started. So how's everybody doing? Are you graduating? Have you graduated? Get in that chat. Let me know what's going on. Get in the comments, make a comment. Guys, we're so excited to have you here with us this evening. So kind of just, hi there. Hey, have you graduated? Where are you from? Just graduated. Congratulations. Happy times for everyone out there. Great job. Hey, listen, I'm from Mississippi. So where are you guys from? Let me know in the chat. Wonderful. I love to see that you guys just graduated. You're like, whew, okay, now I can focus on getting and passing that NCLEX. And hey, listen, you're in the right place. When it comes to the NCLEX, Hurst is the NCLEX expert. And so tonight we're going to jump in. We're going to talk about diabetes, part 2 or type 2 diabetes. Georgia, welcome in. A little southern neighbor coming over from Georgia. Welcome. Glad to have all you guys. Hey, listen, we're also on a couple of other social platforms. So as you hop on, as you see this, jump in the comments. Tell us where you're from. Have you graduated? When you're seeing this in, we always love hearing. So one question. Before you hopped in tonight, had you heard about Hurst Review? Did you maybe see something on one of the social platforms? Did a friend tell you? Maybe your school? How'd you hear about us? I always love knowing. Oh, Texas. Welcome, welcome. Hey guys, well, we are glad to have you here. And so tonight, again, I just want to share a little bit about Hurst Review. First of all, for those of you who just graduated, like you're putting in the chat, congratulations. We are so excited for you and would love to be part of your journey in tackling that NCLEX. And I mentioned earlier that Hurst is the NCLEX expert. Do you know what our pass rate is? 99.8. Y'all, I was blown away. 99.8. How wonderful is that? So if you take Hurst Review, you do everything like we lay out for you, basically on a little silver platter. You are walking into that testing center with that 99.8% first-time test taker pass rate. I'm excited for you guys. So listen, tonight we're going to talk about understanding type 2 diabetes. So I want you to get in that chat. I want you to interact with me, ask questions, comment. Oh, wonderful. Well, I love hearing that. I'm excited for you. And hey, listen, you know, we have nursing support for you while you're doing the review. It's nursing support at hurstreview.com. So any questions that you have, you can always hit that Ask a Question tab in your account, but you can also reach us by email, and the telephone number is on the back of the book. So love that you're here tonight. So let's get in. Let's talk about type 2 diabetes. Are you ready? You know, coming in, I want you to answer this question for me. Does this client have enough insulin? Type 2 diabetes, do they have enough insulin? Well, if you think about it, they don't have enough insulin, or the insulin that they have has become resistant, right? Okay, so if they don't have enough, or what they have has become resistant, how do you feel about that pancreas? Do you feel like that pancreas is still working just a little bit? Let me know in the chat. So I don't have enough, or maybe the insulin that I have has become resistant. So does that tell us that the pancreas is still working with type 2 diabetes? What are you thinking? Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Here's the deal. Yes, we're making just enough insulin, right? Just enough insulin that we don't break down body fat. So yes, it is still working, but not working well, right? Not working well. Okay, guys, something else I want to ask you. You know, when you're thinking about a client with type 2 diabetes, what do you think about the weight? So what's going on with this client's weight? Help me out in the chat. Are they overweight, normal, or underweight? What are you thinking? And hey, listen, you can just hit the first letter, O-N-U. Just let me know what you're thinking here. I've got a client with type 2 diabetes. Great job in the chat. Yeah, they're typically a little bit overweight, right? They're a little bit overweight. If you think about it, they can't make enough insulin to keep up with the glucose load that they're taking in. And when you're looking at clients with diabetes, you know, type 1, boom, it's abrupt, right? They're coming into the emergency department, usually in DKA. Type 2, sneaky, right? You may not even know you have diabetes. Listen, why does this person, or what does this person have a lot of in the blood? What does this person have a lot of in the blood? Think about it. They have type 2 diabetes. What do they have a lot of in the blood? What are you thinking? Glucose. Yes, great job, y'all. Excess glucose. And you know, all this glucose does a couple of things. Maybe it acts like a hypertonic solution. It brings volume into the vascular space, and then we see that particle-induced diuresis with the polyuria. And then also think about what likes to thrive in a real glucose environment. What are you thinking there? Bacteria, yes. And hey, do clients with diabetes have great circulation? No. You know, the more controlled the blood sugar is, the better off long term these clients are going to be. We want a steady blood sugar, because when that blood sugar starts going up and down and up and down and having those extremes, that's causing vascular damage for our clients. So you know what? I want to talk about what we do for treatment. Treatment for diabetes. Are you ready? Hey, question. Could some people control type 2 diabetes with just diet and exercise? Hop in that chat. Let me know. What are you thinking here? Is diet and exercise enough for some clients? Yes. Hey, great job. Absolutely. You know, watch what they eat. Stay adhering to that real rigid diet, you know, lower carbs, really trying to count those carbs, maintaining that glycemic control. Absolutely. And then, of course, exercise. And you know, when it comes to exercise, regular, consistent exercise, that's the key, right? That's really going to be important. You're really trying to form a routine for your clients with type 2 diabetes. So absolutely, diet and exercise for some can be enough. Okay, what happens if that's not enough? What's the next thing we go to? Would we go to an oral agent, or would we just jump off to insulin? Let me know in the chat. What are you thinking? What are you thinking about that? Oral agent, yes, that oral agent coming in. So let me caution you. Sometimes when you have clients, maybe they've been diagnosed later in life and they have type 2 diabetes, they believe if they take their sugar pill, that oral agent, that they can eat the Snicker bar. Does that work? Let me know in the chat. No. Hey, excellent. So sometimes when they're not compliant with the diet, using that oral agent, they may end up having to take insulin. Now, not everyone, just typically due to the non-compliance. Great job in the chat. You know, when you're looking at that oral agent coming in, we really want to still adhere to that really good diet, hopefully building in the exercise, and we're just adding that oral agent as an extra boost. Okay, guys, are you having a little bit of fun? Are you ready to do a question? Well, I'll tell you what, Thomas is with me tonight. Thomas is going to put the question on the screen for just a moment. I want you to read it to yourself, think about what that answer would be, and then we'll jump back in together and we'll walk through it together. Are you ready? So drop the answers in the chat. Okay, guys, listen up. I get excited. Some of you may not have dropped the answers in, but a couple of formats have. So we've got people on Facebook, again on YouTube, and then of course coming in through Zoom tonight. So I'm looking at different things. So I've had a couple of answers come in. But listen, if you've not put your answer selection, don't feel rushed. Continue to drop those answers in even as we go, okay? Before I even read the question, I want to talk about the style. Do you see those 4 bold words, select all, that apply? Well, let's talk about those 4 words for just a moment. First of all, they're going to be in bold, just as you saw on the question, because that's exactly how they are when it comes to the NCLEX. Again, we're mirroring that experience for you, trying to really decrease anxiety and knowing the whys and talking about all that must-know content to elevate your knowledge. But listen, when you see those 4 bold words, take a deep breath. Read the stem of the question and look at each option as a standalone question and say, is it true or is it false? Now, when it comes to the extended select all that apply, like in the case study, you can have up to 10 options. And then, of course, you have your traditional select all that apply with 5 to 6 options. But listen, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Treat each question, reading the stem, looking at the option like it's true or false. And when you get to the end, we'll gather all those truths. Now, hop on there real quick. Tell me in the chat, how many of you are excited about partial credit? Rebecca, how do you feel about partial credit? Crystalline, did I say that right? Hey, how do you guys, I'm excited for you. But I do want you to understand how partial credit works. When you get an answer selection correct, well, credit's given. When you miss it, when you get it incorrect, whoosh, credit's taken away. So go with what you know is safe. You may not want to be picking things that you're not real sure of or things you've never heard of before, because remember, if you get the option incorrect, they're going to take credit away. So when it gets to the bottom, you have to have more answer selections correct. They don't allow ties when it comes to the NCLEX. Okay, so we've talked about partial credit. We've talked about select all that apply. We know we're going to true false our way down. So let's bring back up that question. Looking at the question itself, it says, what factors should the nurse include when conducting a class about type 2 diabetes mellitus? All right, Thomas, you got our question up for us? So guys, when you're looking at this question, oh, I'm excited for you. I see a couple of you. Yes, I love it. Well, I love it for you and I'm excited for you. But at the end of the day, I want you to know that content. I want you to know it well and definitely go with things that you know are safe for that client. Remember, the NCLEX is a safety test, bottom line, every single time. So listen, when you get a question that comes up, take a deep breath and just assume the worst, okay? Assume the worst. Identify what's going on. Like in this question, we're conducting a class, we're educating about type 2 diabetes. And then at the end, you fix it. You fix the problem. Simple as that, right? Okay. So when you're looking at risk factors, fat distribution greater in the abdomen than the hips, well, that is true, right? Carrying that little extra fatty weight in the abdomen, most definitely. Okay, so I put true there. I saw ones in the chat, ones in the chat. Excellent job. Okay, look at number 2. What did we say about that weight? Did we say under or did we say over? Yes, you guys told me over. So that is going to be false. So Thomas, put an F up right there for us. Okay, let's look at the next one. Having type 1 diabetes as a child increases your risk for developing type 2 diabetes. They were trying to get a little sneaky with that question, weren't they? Hey guys, when you have type 1, it remains type 1. It does not convert over to type 2. So when you read that, you guys nailed it because you said false. Great job. So number 3 is false. Let's look at number 4. Caucasians are more likely to develop type 2 diabetes than Hispanics. False. Hey, Caucasians have a lower risk. Your African Americans, your Hispanics have a greater risk. All right, guys. So we put a false there. Look at the last one. Polycystic ovary syndrome. True. You know, I think I saw someone in the chat that said 1 and 5. Did you get it? Hey, listen, if you did not get this correct, that's okay. It doesn't count here. The biggest thing is, do you understand like why the other ones weren't correct? Because at the end of the day, that's exactly what we want for you. We really want to help you understand and know those whys so that when you do get a question, you're going to be able to walk yourself through it. So the correct options are 1 and 5. All right, guys, I'm having fun with questions. You ready to do a second? Okay, Thomas is going to bring up the second question. Again, I'm going to pop off for just a moment. I want you to read the question to yourself, drop those answers in the chat box, and I'll see you right back. Hey guys, I'm seeing a few more friends join the party. Welcome into Hurst Review. So, are you ready? I see lots of answers. So, let me read the question. Oh, even on Facebook, great job. Okay, so what do we have? We have a just multiple choice question, right? But did you see that word best? It's in bold. And hey, that's exactly how it's going to be on NCLEX. Words like best, first, most, immediate. And you know when you see those words that a couple of the options they give you are things you will do at some point, right? But we've got to determine the best, the most important. And listen, when you're on the NCLEX and you narrow it down to 2 options and you're okay, what do I choose? What do I choose? I'm not sure. I want you to ask yourself, hey, if I did this over and over, if this is the one thing, the best thing that I'm choosing, does it keep my client safe? Does it fix the problem? And if so, well, that just may be your answer. All right, so let's look at the question. What is the best recommendation the nurse can reinforce to a client to decrease the risk of developing type 2 diabetes? So they don't have type 2 diabetes, but maybe they have risk factors. Maybe they have metabolic syndrome or something else that puts them at a greater risk for developing type 2 diabetes. Maybe they have prediabetes, right? So we're kind of thinking, well, okay, what's going on? And we're teaching. So what is something we can do? I love that you guys nailed it with the answer, but I do kind of want to look at the other options. So we're going to start at number 1. We're going to work our way down. What does maintaining normal iron levels have to do with the risk of developing type 2? Well, not that much, right? So you guys saw that and you pushed it out. Okay, look at the next one. Number 2, test the serum glucose before meals and bedtime. Well, if they haven't quite developed type 2 diabetes, they may not be checking their glucose quite so often. And besides, we're looking for something to reinforce. That's just letting me know what the glucose level is. We're not really doing anything to kind of keep it in range or prevent it from escalating or declining. So let's look at number 3. Avoid carbohydrates in the diet. That word avoid is pretty abrupt, isn't it? That's like no carbs ever. Whew, that would be a hard diet, wouldn't it? We want to limit carbs. We know that we want them to count the carbs, but here avoiding carbs completely. Oh, I'm glad you guys didn't choose that one. Look at number 4. Excellent job in the chat. Every single person said 4. Obtain normal body weight through regular exercise. Hey, maybe we want them to keep that weight down. Maybe we're going to work with them on the diet, healthy eating habits, of course, exercise. All of these things are going to be great in helping the client maintain that blood sugar level and hopefully preventing them from developing type 2 diabetes. So of the options that they provided, number 4 was the best one that we could do. Guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight in the studio. I had so much fun with you. Do you know at Hurst Review that we offer a free trial? So try before you buy. Not only do we have a 99.8% first-time test taker pass rate, we have a money-back guarantee you pass. Did you hear me say that? Money back guarantee. Guys, when your pass rate's 99.8, we know what we do here at Hurst Review. Help support you on your journey to tackle that NCLEX. So check out that free trial. You can go to HurstReview.com, and at the very top banner, you're going to see free trial. Or you can put in HurstReview.com/free-trial. Either way, it is an unlimited trial. It's not like a 7-day or a 2-week. You have access to it as long as you like. It's absolutely there. It's going to be mini snips from lectures, similar to how we did tonight. Of course, you have questions. So wonderfully opportunity for you to see how Hurst is, see if it works for you and your learning style. And for jumping in today, I know somebody's already purchased Hurst, and I'm excited and I want to hear about your journey. But if you've not, and if you're considering it, free 2025. Free 2025, sorry, wrong year. Free 2025. That's going to take $40 off any in-stream. That's going to take $25 off any what we call Hurst Now or our online platform. So the in-stream is 3 days, and y'all, we teach them every week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, most Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays for RNs and PNs. And then, of course, the Now, you choose 30, 60, 90, up to 120 days. And it's at your pace, at your leisure, on demand to have you ready to tackle that NCLEX. So guys, thank you for joining. Best of luck to you on your journey. And if we can help you out at Hurst Review, go to the website, ask a question. Your account executive will reach back out to you and help figure out exactly what's best for you. And Sarah has got a great little thing through AI to help you find the review that's best for your budget, your learning style, to make sure you pass the first time. So thanks for joining tonight, guys. We'll see you back soon.